Charles, a busy day out on track, a tough day out on track, but it looked like a very productive one.
Yeah, it was. FP1 was very good, especially on the low fuel runs, and then FP2 a little bit less positive on the low fuel runs, but the high fuel runs looked good. So this is the most important for Sunday. Still lacking a little bit here and there, but it's a very challenging track, and we need to find a little bit the balance between quali and the race.
Talking about the balance, how hard is it to optimize the setup around this track, given the nature of the track surface and the temperature today?
Yeah, with the temperature it doesn't make it easy because we've got a first sector that feels very, very good and a last sector that feels very, very bad just because tires are a bit out of the window. So yeah, tomorrow it will be all about trying to find the fine balance by trying to be a bit conservative on the first sector to have a bit more pace in the last sector, and we are trying to find that right balance. It's also a very bumpy track, so it is very tricky to be as precise as we normally are, but it makes it challenging for us.
It's such an intense battle between Ferrari and McLaren in the Constructors' Championship, just 6 races to go. Where do you think you are in comparison to them this weekend?
We are very, very close, as it's been since the beginning of the year, so we just need to try and do everything perfect to try and beat them and be consistent at our top until the end of the season.
First of all, I've enjoyed myself a lot. It's a great track to drive, and every lap that I do here, I just enjoy it. It has a really nice flow, a really nice vibe to it, and as a driver, I enjoy it a lot. And the car started off quite tricky in FP1 with the bumps. Then we did some setup tuning, and for FP2 we managed to improve it quite a lot. So I was a bit happier in general in FP2, although the timesheets don't show it because I had a pretty scrappy third sector with traffic and a mistake. So in general, happier and looking forward to tomorrow.
It's a long lap, but it seems difficult to find space for a clean lap.
Yeah, well, obviously these sensitive cars to wind and dirty air, we need big spaces in between cars. So even if it's a long track, we still need our breathing space, to do the lap. And as soon as you encounter traffic like I did in the last sector, just with how critical the tires are also at the end of the lap, with the overheating, how hot it is, dirty air plus overheating, it can get very messy.
How much work is there to do tonight to figure out what the tire deg is going to be for the race? The track surface, allied to the very high temperatures here, look like it's going to be pretty tough on tires.
It is going to be very tough. It was already very tough today, so a lot of the setup work that we will do overnight is to try and optimize the long run, because here the race is important, you can overtake, so it doesn't help to have a car that is good over one lap and not so good in the race. So here you put more bias and more emphasis in trying to get a car that is performing well on Sunday.